No, I got to lean in.
Oh, where's everybody at? Hold on, y'all. Where is my peoples at?
There we go.
I don't know why that happened, but welcome,
Danny
welcome,
said it was going to
welcome.
be his show tonight. It is Danny's show tonight, and that's it.
Listen, nah, because I need some help tonight. Because Erica's mother had me a bit confused, baby. Hey, Jamie. Hey,
like
love.
Sisters?
How are y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm confused as hell by what that lady was talking about. She tried to have 4 different conversations in one sitting. She was getting her camera time. The mothers are winning in 2023. These housewife moms are coming on acting a fool on camera.
We love it.
Not to mention her and Erica look close in age, but I won't say that. The mama kind of look better than Erica, but that's a whole different conversation for another day. With that being said, thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you for those being in the comments. I see Sass K, I see Sammy, I see Durga in the comments. So we are thankful that you're here, and we hope that you are getting ready for a very good, fun review. So we will start off continuing from last week's episode with Sutton and Kyle, with Sutton saying, name them. And Kyle does. She names 3 examples. She also insinuates that Sutton is not okay. Sutton in turn says that Kyle is the one who seems unhinged and asks what is going on with her. They go back and forth some more, and Kyle decides to just get up and leave because this isn't accomplishing anything. Sutton follows her out and says, bye, very softly. I know this is more of a, continuation from last week, but love, any thoughts on, this little scene with Kyle leaving?
I think Sutton is gonna have so much fun this season. I don't know what she promised herself. I don't know what pact she made, that little Southern Belle. She came in so hot this season. I don't know who this woman is, but I love it. I love it. I love how confused she's making Kyle. Like, Kyle don't know, what to do. Kyle's just sitting there like, and she was like, you seem unhinged.
I loved it.
I love it. I love everything about it, to be honest with you. It's so refreshing to see her so confuddled. I love it.
Good. Jamie?
I agree with Love. I feel like Sutton completely went into that conversation saying, I'm just going to annoy the shit out of Kyle. I don't think she wanted the conversation to be productive. She had a little Chardonnay, glass of Chardonnay or 2 in her system. And she goes, you know what? Let's see. But you know what? She accomplished it because she kept her cool. She was calm. She didn't cry. She didn't shake. She didn't stutter. Kyle lost her stuff, was screaming. It got up and just left. And my favorite part was Sutton was just like, well, why are you leaving? What's wrong? Let's stay and have a chat. She was actively and purposely wanting to push that lady's buttons. And I say it's about time. I love people pulling a Kyle on Kyle. I love it.
I loved when she said, well, let me walk you out.
Let me walk you out.
And Kyle says, no, you don't have to. It's okay. All righty. So now we have Erica is on the phone with her mother trying to see where she's at because she's coming to visit. Erica says that her mother visits about once a year, but only for a couple of days because that's how long they can get along. So her mother arrives and they seem to greet each other with love. Erica, makes it a point to highlight that they don't have a big age difference and that they would often go out together when she was younger. She was 14, 15 years in the club. I guess that's where she learned to lay on the stage with her legs open. They discuss sleeping arrangements, and the mother says, I don't want you on the futon on the floor. I don't want you on the sofa. We can just share the bed. And Erica doesn't seem too thrilled about that. We then cut to Garcelle asking Jade, what you cooking? And he is making steaks. One thing I can say is those steaks definitely look seasoned. He doesn't take after his father's side. And Garcelle says, she talks about their relationship, that he's very protective over her, almost like a boyfriend, but they have a lot of fun. Then they talk back and reflect on the beach trip where Jack said he didn't need much parenting anymore. And she tells Jade that Jax hurt his feelings and asks Jade what he feels if he needs more freedom. And Jax says the only freedom he wants is for Ashlyn to sleep over. And Garcelle says, hell no. She recounts a funny story about sneaking on a date with her dad and how he caught her, following behind her in the car. She then talks to him about her screening for Black Girl Missing and asks him who he's inviting. And he said he's inviting his girlfriend. She then tells him all the ladies will be there. And he asks her, well, who should I avoid and who should I like? Any thoughts on this scene, Jamie?
The scene between Erica and her mom kind of explained a lot of how Erica just kind of conducts herself. Her mom being a single mother, having her out in the bars, that explains why boundaries are very few and far between with this lady. But also it gave me a little insight to just kind of like, I can see why she would marry an older man who would then in turn become a father figure, given the fact that she did not have one. And then the only paternal figure had her doing body shots with the Gales on a Thursday night when she was 14 years old. So I'm understanding Erica a little bit more. The mama does look a little bit better or similar in age. That Ozempic got Erica looking tired and worn down. I think in a perfect world, we would have had Camille and Erica in the bar together, dancing and doing splits the way God intended. This second scene with the boys, why that boy have the heat on high trying to cook these steaks? I know the middle of them steaks was bloody red.
He said he wanted a crust and a sear on the outside.
So you say they were seasoned. I say they were burnt. So like, who's to say?
Which one is it?
Which one is it? But I really like this little scene. Regardless of the feedback that they have for Garcelle, you can clearly see that those two boys genuinely love her and would go to war for her. And I think it's vice versa. So I like seeing and they're growing up to be just really like well-rounded, well-spoken young men. Even if they are expressing things that they want, they're never coming across as like disrespectful or anything. They're very much just articulating needs and stuff that they have. So kudos, Garcelle.
Love, your thoughts?
I like Erica's mom because she gets on Erica's nerves. So I automatically, I gravitated towards her in the scene. I was like, ooh, yeah, I like her. Like when she was just like, yeah, and this conversation needs to be over. She was like, ooh, excuse me. I was like, I kind of like her. But no, I totally agree, Jamie. As far as like, we can kind of get an insight with the ages being so close and her growing up with her like that. You can kind of see why. It's always good to like, is this our first time seeing her mom? I'm trying to think.
I can't remember. If we saw her before.
First time seeing her, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If we saw her before, she didn't make an impact or like it was in passing.
Exactly. So it is refreshing and it's good to see a little bit. I mean, sometimes you don't know where they came from, even if the parents show up on the screen, but this was a direct connection. And it was also extremely relatable how she says, we see each other once a year for a couple of days and we have each other's max because we get on each other's nerves. Oh my God, I could not name more cousins and aunties, you know who you are, where I can only see you once a year. But it's all love.
So we do have Sass and Kai telling us that we have seen Erica's mom before when Erica went to Georgia.
When the devil went down to Georgia?
Aptly titled.
It gives me very much Marge Sr. and Marge. Like Erica and her mom grew up very similar, where they were throwing back shots, they were dancing on tables, they were like more like best friend dynamics. And now it almost feels like the daughters are raising the mothers. So, okay. Bring back mothers in the homes. Mothers in the homes.
And Garcelle's scene was cute. Garcelle's scene was cute with the son for sure. I do like how you can kind of tell. I feel like Jax is closer with the dad, and then I feel like the younger son is closer with Garcelle. Not the younger son, sorry. Closer with Garcelle. I don't know. I sense that energy. It did make me cringe a little bit. I know it was out of love, but I just don't like when mothers say that weird. It's like my boyfriend. I didn't like it. I don't know. I know it was meant well, but it's just, it's always weird to me because I know some mamas are really weird like that, where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm yours forever, even if your wife is here. So I don't know. It made me cringe, but then I kind of just bypassed it. But I do love the fact that Garcelle is bringing. It's just so interesting still to me. I know it's like her 4th season, but it's so interesting whenever there's Black issues, Black topics, Black lingo, Black anything brought up with Beverly Hills. Like, it's just always so taken aback. So her just talking about Black girl missing, I was like, oh my, when was the last time they even said Black and girl in the same sentence in Beverly Hills?
Well, I'm sure Dorita said it behind the scenes, but
allegedly. No, Dorit says colored
Yes.
colored people,
and they work for her. So moving on, we have a scene with Crystal and her family at the table having a meal. And her son Max says he wants a perm. And Crystal says he's going to look like Annie. And Rob says, well, what's wrong with that? And then see, that tells Max to take his sister upstairs. And then Crystal and Rob begin to talk. And they talk about how him and Jeff were in China at the same time recently. And that Jeff got to see his ex-fiance. And Jeff is Crystal's brother. Yeah. Crystal asked, how is Jeff feeling? And Rob says he definitely has not moved on. Rob says he's at war with himself because he thinks he's moved on, but he really hasn't. And Rob says that Jeff has to be his own man and break away from the family to do his own thing. And Crystal looks at him like he is crazy because that is the Chinese way. She says, I know what is best for my brother. And so then she's debating on calling him. And Rob says, no, do it. You should have to talk with him right now. So she FaceTimes him. And she asks how he's doing, and she notices he's been crying. And while she's at a loss of, while she's trying to figure out what to say, Rob is shouting over the phone saying, she wants to talk to you. She has something, blah, blah, blah. And so Krista just told him she feels bad about what happened. And Jeff says, thank you, but he has to go because he can't really talk right now. Love, your thoughts here?
I was honestly a little. Well, first of all, I love the kids. I love her family, the dynamics. They're adorable. The banter. I'm a fan of Rob's. I think I don't know. I feel like he stays out of the way enough, but then when he's inputted, it's just enough where it's enjoyable, and that's it. Like, I feel like he's one of the most unproblematic husbands. But it was interesting to know that she's a controlling sister. I don't know why I felt like I didn't see that coming, but. It's her fault he broke up with the girlfriend because of the COVID thing? Is that where all this guilt and all this is coming from? Because that scene kind of confused me a little bit. And also, I thought it happened a long time ago. Why is he crying? Like, did this just happen last week? Because they mentioned COVID. So this part,
his
if
first
you
time
guys
seeing her
in the chat, I need some clarification.
It was his first time seeing his fiance since COVID, and they broke up. His ex-fiance, okay. His first time seeing her, so it brought back all the.
So the feelings. Okay, I'll give it to him then. Okay.
Rob Minkoff is doing what Rob Minkoff. Oh, I'm sorry, love. I thought you were done. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're
Keep
good,
going.
You're good.
I was going to say Rob Minkoff is doing what Rob Minkoff does, and that's direct. He said, baby, the people are saying you're boring. The people are saying you don't bring anything. Get the brother on the phone. Let's talk about his issues because he's the only one that's got something going on right now. I agree with you, love. Rob is fun. In a way that he'll get in there, he'll have a scene, but he's not actively gunning to be a part of a scene. He's not actively trying to be a part of stuff. He's there to support his wife, and he was like, come on, let's do something here.
He's not.
I will say, he's not Gorgine. He's not even Marge's husbanding. He's not basically any of the Jersey Housewives. Not Peter Thomasine. He's not trying to be a damn bitch. I will say though, I was a little this is weird. Why would you leave your family in the middle of this, that, and the third to go there? But I have to remember Chinese culture and families are very tight knit, and typically the oldest and stuff. It really does dictate. It's cultural, and I can kind of understand. I may not understand all the nuances and stuff, but it's very similar to Latino families when it's maybe the oldest one kind of gets to dictate where it is that you're going. I'm sorry, but you got to come over here. We're doing this. We're making this. I think she's only a year or year and a half older than him. But I can see if mom and sister, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, and they say, get your butt here, and we're coming together as a family. you really don't have the option to say no. You know, I wish he would have. Like, that sucks. But I mean, the fact that Crystal is so just like steadfast on thinking she was right, like, now she's even more draining. Like, girl, just be a friend of at this point. Like, I don't want these little side stories with you. I don't.
All righty then. I don't have much.
All righty.
I don't have much thoughts on that other than for me, Crystal. It's funny to hear how she's such a take charge kind of girl when it comes to her family. And, you know, and I've only seen that energy from her displayed towards a few of the girls and not all of them.
Name them. Name them.
She's had that energy towards Sutton. I haven't really seen her have that energy anywhere else when it's needed. So I named it. I do feel bad for him because, you know, when he was leaving, they didn't break up right away.
Yeah.
So he never thought that was going to be his last time seeing her.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to date, move on, all that stuff. And, you know, if that's the love of his life, that to him is probably, we hear all the time people say the one that got away, but that probably is the one that got away for him, you know?
And it wasn't even got away, it was pulled away. Like, circumstances. We weren't fighting. We didn't hate each other. We weren't growing apart. I literally went to another country and you legally could not come with me to this other country. And so here we are. What the hell do we do?
He should stay.
Okay, Jennifer Holliday, you better stay.
And I am telling you. All right. So now we are moving on to, we see Sutton and my girl Jennifer Tilly. And they're on the way to see Sutton's new board, Santos. You know, Santos they put the price tag on the screen. He was $47,000. Good
money.
Right.
Money.
And in the confessional, Sutton talks a little bit about her history with her father and that she was a Southern farm girl, true and true. So, and then she has a wreath of roses that she's going to put on Santos, I guess, for a picture moment. As we see later, she has a photographer going everywhere with her. So they meet the horses and they see Santos, and that is a beautiful horse. She feeds him a carrot, and then he looks like he throws up a little bit right on her foot, if you ask me. But they then, you know, take some pictures, do what they do, and they walk away to eat lunch together. And now while eating, they begin to talk about Kyle, and Sutton tells her what's transpired between them two. And every time Sutton is saying one little piece, all you hear is Jennifer saying,
right.
Each time, I don't know why, but it really made me laugh. Sutton brings up the rumors from the tabloids about Mo's cheating. And you know that something's got to be going on. And Jennifer says, well, girl, she might be doing all these things to not only bring a change to her life, but by being able to control it and run her decisions, her future. So, Jamie, what were your thoughts here?
Like Love said, I love seeing Jennifer Tilly. Like, I've been a staunch Jennifer Tilly fan for years and years and years. I've been saying I want her to actually step up and be a friend of, so I love that she's in an unofficial capacity. And I guess I never noticed that the little voice that she puts on in her roles is like an act. Because, like, granted, she has that little whiny, like, high pitch little baby voice, but it's very much muted here in just everyday conversation. So shout out to Jennifer Tilly. If you ever want to be interviewed on The Lean, come on by, lean in with us. We love you. I'm loving the season of Chucky. When does the second half come back? But you what?
The strike just
right?
ended.
Look, they left me on a cliffhanger. 4 episodes in.
I'm like that with Grey's Anatomy. I can't wait, so I get it.
Not after 38 seasons. You still like that with Grey's Anatomy.
38.
I'm gonna like it. I'm 45, so keep on.
Okay. And where do we go from here? This scene is cute. I actually really enjoy seeing Sutton and Jennifer together and knowing that they've been friends. Because a lot of time on these reality shows, you can see me like, ooh, this is why none of your castmates like you, and this is why this, and you're this, that, and the third. But to see that they've been friends for years and years and years and years, and they genuinely have a friendship is, I always like seeing that with Housewives. So more of this, less of Crystal. Thanks. Less of the new housewife. You can cut her altogether and just promote Jennifer. That'd be great. thinks.
Love.
I concur. I agree. More Jennifer. She's just the friend of that we were always hoping for, and I feel like we'll see a lot more of her. I do. I really do.
She's actually the housewife I was hoping for, but
look, she's kooky. She's like Kathy Hilton, but not like racist or homophobic.
Or slightly homophobic, right? Or whatever it could be. You know, who knows? Who knows anything?
allegedly.
I love Sutton's rich. Sutton's the type of rich that I enjoy to see. It's fun. She makes fun purchases. She does fun things. And that honestly is nothing to her. I'm sure she's popped up with a Birkin. That was nothing. I mean, she probably had, what is it? The Miranda 42. That was 60,000. So it means nothing to her. But at least that's the one thing I do love about Beverly Hills is they give us the purchases. They throw the prices up. I want to say, and I could be wrong, but no, I really want to say that they throw the prices up the most with the city. Someone could double check with me.
You're right.
Versus like, I don't know, Atlanta and Potomac that shows up zeros.
Well, no, they show prices in Potomac to be shady because they put up Candace's budget for her video on stage.
Oh, you're right. It's for shade.
They show prices. They're just two different calibers. And Miami shows prices. Miami does show prices.
There we go. And I think Dubai did too.
Yes. Oh, Dubai definitely did.
I didn't watch Dubai enough to know.
Oh. Name them.
Okay. So I love it. The Sutton scenes are cute. It's refreshing. Jennifer is everything. I agree 1,000% with Jamie, 100% on this entire part about that. Now, I do think it is interesting how Sutton is really on Kyle's head, and I hope it lasts because she's kind of pillow talking about her grievances with Kyle with anybody that wants to listen. Not anybody. I mean, her girls like Garcelle, and do you know what I'm saying? But I do think it is hilarious how the stories kind of contrasted a little bit with when they were telling their stories versus Kyle's version and Sutton's version. I'm just loving Big Sut. Like, it's good. Anything against Kyle right now, I'm eating it up.
Very good. So, Love, I want you to answer this question on the screen with the yes or no. No, nothing extra. Yes or no.
For what?
Oh, the question at the bottom.
On the screen. On the bottom of the screen. Do you miss Renna?
Who?
I think that as a no. Jamie, do you miss Renna?
No. Her presence has not been felt or needed.
So Yeti, no. We don't miss her.
Next caller.
We just had to. All right. I'm doing the next two scenes together, okay, y'all, because they were both pretty small. So we go to Erica, getting ready to make some tea for her mother, and she gets pissed off that she sees dishes in the sink. And asks her mom, why did you do the dishes? And the mom said, well, girl, I thought Belle was coming. And Erica says, girl, Belle is here once a week now. I ain't got that type of money no more. And then production shows that it's been 31 hours and that they're already annoying each other. So this part, y'all bear with me here. This part was very confusing. This is where Erica's mom wasn't making much sense to me, so they start talking a bit about when Erica was on Broadway and that when the curtains opened, she saw her mother there, and it kind of threw her off because they hadn't talked in over a year, because Erica said because the mother hung up on her, and she says, no, you hung up on me, and Erica says, oh, that's right. I hung up on you because you wanted to talk about Tom. And Erica says that was a tough time for her. And Erica tells her mom to basically stop talking all about it because it brings it all back. She asks her something about when's the last time she's been to a farm, and then tells her just stop. She has to stop that line of questioning. I don't know what farm she's talking about. I don't know if it's the Looney Farm where Batam is. I don't know.
Could be Sing Sing, could be anything.
It's not Sing Sing. And that's why we went to Sing Sing.
And then, as this thing said, as Sasuke says, this thing right here says, I need to know what Erica's mom knows.
Because Erica was bitching to her. Erica has been bitching and venting. And that's why when that lady said, well, what did Tom, what's going on there? She was like, we're not doing that. That needs to stop. No.
Yeah.
And then, but that also showed why they don't have a good relationship. Because as my mother, you should know, baby, we are not bringing this up on camera.
She wants
for your moment.
She wants production to bring her back.
Absolutely. Very Monica's mother. Very Monica mama.
And then we pan to a scene where everyone's getting ready for Garcelle's event. And Kyle is on FaceTime with Dorit telling her about the situation with Sutton. Sutton is on FaceTime telling Garcelle what happened with Kyle. And they are both retelling their versions of the elevator incident in Vegas. Sutton tells Garcelle it was a very quick conversation and she was there for like 20 minutes. Jamie, your thoughts?
Kyle is so corny to me. Like, even where she thinks she's gagging people with like jokes. That little Houston, we have a problem. I was like, girl, it's been 48 years. Like, the Challenger, what? Apollo 13, not the Challenger. Apollo 13 done passed, girl. They made it back home. We're fine. Like, or did they die? I don't know. I fell asleep during American history. But she's just so corny to me. Even the way she was explaining Sutton's big emotions. Like, Sutton got you, girl. Tell Dorit that. Tell Dorit that she had you stuttering and screaming, crying, and throwing up. Like, don't try to make it seem like you were the big bad wolf and you got out of there. Sutton ran you out her hole. Like, let's say that. Dorit's also super, super fake because she was agreeing with Sutton that what Erica did was shitty and it felt like a setup. And then when Kyle brought up that Sutton brought up that it was a setup, Dorit was like, oh my God, JG, how could she say that? Like, she's so fake.
And real quick, thank you, Sasuke, for fact checking. Sasuke said that Erica's mom said in 20 years you were at that office 3 times. Don't tell me why her farm, but
what was the farm? Maybe she called it a farm. Like, I don't know. Come on, Sasuke, with the Twitter community notes. you better shed some light on what we say.
No, I love it and appreciate it. So thank you, Sass. Love, your thoughts?
I agree, Danny. That was confusing. I was like, wait, did I miss an episode? Is this, what season am I on? I was really lost.
She has a farm too?
I said, a farm? I know we just saw a horse, but where did we go? How did we get to how did we circle here? So I'm totally with you with that one. Erica's mom does know a lot. And she better calm down before she gets subpoenaed because she's still in litigation. In that scene, I was like, ooh. You might have to cut the cameras because what you mean? It was like a lot of little weird breadcrumbs that didn't connect but could connect if you want to connect them.
The two of them knew what they were talking about. They knew what was being said.
So I was like, interesting. But as far as like the back and forth with the FaceTimes and everything like that, Kyle tries too hard, even when she doesn't want to. She just does too much. Like she was trying to be funny and it wasn't funny. Now Sutton was absolutely hilarious with that unseen footage. I hollered. She was like, "Oh my God!"
That was hilarious. I just didn't have a "oh my God" in me to even do it.
I said she was not acting like that in front of Kyle. I was cackling. Dorit can go to hell. First of all, this is the thing.
My God.
What do you mean? It sounds like a threat. Dorit, everything isn't scary. Everything is not a threat. Matter of fact, let me see your birth certificate. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Let's see that genealogy.
Yeah, like Dorit, you're the threat. I'm scared.
It's a lot of that going around on Twitter right now.
I don't know who you are.
Who is this lady? What face is
this woman? Like, she's just annoyed. Like, she's just so. She wanted a moment with that. Sounds like a threat. Kyle, are you okay? I'm like, girl, where's PK? Like, what are we doing here? But
this is how I know none of them have ever been threatened. That's how I know none of them have ever gotten in a war of words or a fight or anything. It is not a threat.
Listen,
except for Garcelle, let me finish. That's probably the closest we got. Let me finish.
Garcelle. Well, so now we have Dorit's car. It goes in the driveway to pick up Sutton. And, you know, she sits there and waits. And as we see, Sutton is walking around the house having a photo shoot, a Vogue photo shoot with her photographer. She's on the staircase. She's by the bookcase. She's everywhere. And so Dorit says, "Child, I could use the extra time to get ready." So the Sutton finally comes out and says, "Oh, this is nice." And Dorit reminds her that she's late. But I think Dorit forgets about that trip where she showed up a whole day later because she was at home doing a photo shoot.
Listen, the one up against the glass.
Yeah, it was a beautiful picture though. The picture 8. I'm gonna get her
the picture 8 up.
So Garcelle and the boys arrive to the screening for the movie, and some guests begin to arrive and greet each other. Kyle is the first of the girls from the group to walk in, and instantly Garcelle tells Kyle that she likes what she has on. We then go back to Dorit and Sutton in the car headed to the event, and Sutton mentions there's about to be 100 people there, and it looks like Dorit wants to throw up. She says she thought it was going to be solid and intimate because she has to mentally prepare for a crowd that size. It triggers. At this point, I'm thinking we're going to see her movie because she's acting.
Stranger in My House, the Dorit Kemsley story.
We then out to see Erica and Larsa arrive. Jerry O'Connell is there. And then Sutton and Dorit finally arrive and greet Garcelle, and Dorit seems to get startled by somebody walking by. Crystal arrives and walks up to greet Garcelle's boys, and Jack says, everybody's telling me watch out for Erica. Let's go meet Erica. You want to come with me?
I loved it.
And Crystal joins him. She says she saw a different side of Erica in Vegas and wants others to see that as well. Jax walks up to greet Erica, and before it went to commercial, it looked like he was just staring at her for a second. But it really wasn't that. And he tells her that he just wanted her to know that everything is okay. There's no beef. And Erica apologizes to him for everything that happened. And Erica says, her confession that is a testament to Garcelle's parenting skills, because what young man would do that? Jax tells Garcelle that he went up to her and apologized, and she's proud of him, but wishes Erica had initiated that conversation and apology. Love, I will start with you.
Great. I am happy that she left it in the car. I was worried that she would spill that over into the event in some capacity, outside of her being scared at the cameraman that told her to stand in her spot. I don't understand why that happened, but you got to stay in character, Danny. Like you said, you got to commit. Dorit is committing to this, and you guys are not going to stop her. That robbery was real, and she's scared of crowds greater than 5, and you are not going to tell her otherwise. Dorit, go to hell. I cannot take her. Throughout this entire episode, I was so done with her. But again, I'm happy she kept in the car. Can we talk about the fashions? What you guys think about Sutton's look?
I thought Sutton looked great. That little pantsuit, even though she said she hates pants, I was like, Sutton, this you're on point with. I need to see you in more of these little pantsuits.
Now this you got right.
This you on point with.
What do you guys think about Kyle?
I love Sutton. I love Sutton.
But the hat. I didn't like the hat.
I thought the hat threw everything off.
But the suit itself was bad.
Well, Kyle knows how to wear a suit. Like, she loves herself a pantsuit. Like,
right.
She also, for some reason, loves herself a hat.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, sorry. So, Larsa walking in ruined my day. And
I was waiting for you to comment on that.
I was all smiles. I was like, "Ooh, Garcelle, you got some good faces." There's Jerry. I said, "Hey, Jerry." I was like, "Ooh," and then here comes Larsa. I said, "Wow, what a letdown."
Just naked.
Yeah.
What just the cloud just came into the room. It was horrible. I agree with Garcelle 100%. Erica, well, first of all, what you should have done is came up to Garcelle and been like, "Hey, Do you think it's okay? And if it's not the right time and place, I totally get it. This is the first time I've seen him since the incident. Do you think you can come with me by chance? I would love to apologize to him in person and to both of you. I would love to do that if that's okay. That's the way I would have. I mean, I would never say that to a child, but that's the way I would have, unless it's Lars's kids. That's the way that I would have came on the situation, right? But
no, I agree with you, because when Garcelle said that she wished Erica had gone to him, to me it's like, if I was Erica, I wouldn't have done that. You just say you don't trust us around your kids, so I'm not going to approach your son. I'm just not. Even if it's for an apology, I'm going to go to you first.
Go to Garcelle, extend it out. That's all you could do is be like, is it okay? And she would have been like, not now. I would have been like, cool. But at least you could have gave that. Letting a child come up to you after you told him to get the F out of here, girl, another L, another day. It's Erica. It's fine. Totally good.
But you have to be patient with Erica. She just learned human empathy 3 episodes ago. So it's new to her. It's new. She's cosplaying as a human being. I will say the rebrand tour is in full effect, because she made a point. This is a testament to Garcelle's parenting. Kudos, Garcelle. Claps act. I'm like, oh, girl. We get it, girl. You're rebranding. I thought the part, like, I like these little celebrities that you're seeing, like Jerry O'Connell. That's like so cute to see. Like, Garcelle is connected within the industry. You forget sometimes.
She's one of the girls. She's one of the girls.
I caught that little shade, though, whenever Kyle was talking with Garcelle and those 2 other people about the projects and the movie, and Garcelle was like, well, she's an actress too, you know? And the ladies were like, okay.
Oh, how cute.
What have you been in? But I thought Sutton looked great. If I knew Dorit was waiting for me, I would have taken as many pictures as the storage on my iPhone would have allowed.
I would have said
start of, oh, you know what? Delete all of them. Can I go? Let's go get a picture with a horse. I need to be on the horse. Take us a picture.
She'll wait here until we get back from the ranch.
She's fine. Dorit, like, girl, and we also know Dorit was more than likely late at picking Sutton up, because Dorit don't know how to be on time. At first, I thought it was maybe just like production and lighting and stuff in Miami, but Lars's makeup artist does not know what shade her face is. Because she always looks. She's painting for the face from season 1 and not the face for season 6. She just looks pasty and clammy all the time. Somebody get her some Fenty.
She has to stop asking for the biracial foundation. That's the thing. Ooh. She's getting the biracial tone, and that's not her tone.
That's not her tone.
Next question.
It's very clammy, but also, like, lady, do you own anything that's not from Fashion Nova stripper wear? Like, do you own just a regular cocktail dress? And even then, like, girl, it's 2 sizes too small. The rope cutting into the side of your body, like,
she's trash. I think she was lost.
How did you end up here on a random November? But you know, good for her. You better cross-pollinate. Advertise that show. Advertise that show.
Well, okay.
She looked better than Denise.
That's not hard. So
ragamuffin.
And moving on to our final scene. So Garcelle is introducing the movie and thanking everyone for supporting. She highlights how important it is to bring awareness to Black and Brown people when they go missing, because they're often overlooked, and she just wants that same compassion that their white counterparts get when one of them go missing. So the movie starts playing, and then boom, Denise Richards walking up the stairs. People seem to really be into the movie and are cheering as Garcelle has her fight scene. The movie ends, and Dorit in the confession says she is happy and thrilled for Garcelle. The girls, come up one by one to tell her how proud they are of her. Denise walks up and greets Crystal and Dorit looks, I believe Dorit really was shocked this time.
Yeah.
This one she didn't fake. Right. And in her confessional, she talks about how long it's been since she's talked to Denise. Then we see Garcelle bring Denise over to greet Erica. And then my girl Sutton goes sit next to Kyle. And Sutton says they got to talk since she left so early. And literally within 15 seconds of talking, if that, they are into it again. With Kyle telling her she was erratic, all this other stuff, and Sutton says, I was calm. And Kyle tells her, well, girl, you seem to want to put it out there, so just say what you want to say. And Sutton says, as a friend, can I not ask? And Kyle then tells the girl, you are full of of Santos's manure. And Sutton says there seems to be a lack of respect from Kyle, such as one has from a big sister to a little sister. And I ain't gonna lie, Kyle kind of gagged her when she said, not a little sister, don't flatter yourself. I kind of clutched my pearls a bit.
I was like, oh.
She got her. And we then see Dorit, and Dorit say, you tell Garcelle, can I steal her for a second? And they go talk. Dorit tells her congratulations, and she should be proud of not only starring, but producing in her own film. Garcelle tells her, that she just wanted to talk a bit because when she shared her feelings with the group about her kids, that Dorit seemed to take it very defensively. Dorit tells her, well, girl, we take one step forward and one step back. And Dorit says, in hindsight, she should have paused and took a moment. Garcelle reminds her that, you were not speaking up for my child when Erica did what she did. I did not see it. They didn't show it in any of the clips when I rewatched it. She was just all over you, and it seemed like y'all were laughing and having fun. And Garcelle also reminds her that Dorit said, it's been 1.5 years. Why aren't you over it? And Dorit says, no, Garcelle. Dorit does not say that.
No, Juggy.
And Garcelle says, well, girl, I wouldn't tell you to get over your robbery, even though it's in the past. Dorit tells her she just wants to have a good relationship with her. We then go back to Sutton and Kyle. And Kyle, Sutton's saying that Kyle says she don't know who she is, but Sutton says, who am I looking at? Sutton wants to know why Kyle can't confide in her or anyone. And Sutton tells her that the change in her is excessive. And Sutton thinks it's a fair thing for her to say and wonder. Now, before I go to you, Jamie, for your thoughts, I'm putting the link in the comments for callers. So please feel free to come on in and share your thoughts with us. And Jamie, your thoughts.
So I will say, and I know that over the last, 3 or 4 seasons that Garcelle has been on, every time we talk about conflict with her, it's very divided. People either love the way that she handles conflict or wish that she would get in people's ass a little bit more. They want her to yell. They want her to really gag somebody. What I will say is when Garcelle has a point to make, Garcelle will stay with it and continue to make her point until the other person relents. I can't really think of a time when Garcelle kind of rolled over in the middle of a conversation and just let the other person dog walk her or punk her out. She may not have reacted the way people would like. She may not have gotten loud. But the fact that Dorit kept trying to pivot and explain away and brush it away, and Garcelle was like, well, no, in all actuality, to quote Dorit, it is a diametrical opposite of what you're saying. This is what you did. These are your actions. This is what I saw. You need to own that. You need to do that. So I appreciate that she stays on it because we know Dorit is one of the best at talking to confuse her opponent to make them forget why they're mad at her. So kudos to Garcelle, but she did it very respectfully. She did it in a way that there's no possible way for Dorit to go back and say Garcelle was aggressive, loud, yelling, unreasonable. She handled her. She got her to admit it. She got her to apologize, and she still came out looking like the good guy. So good for her. Kyle, we've seen this for 3 seasons. Kyle has this weird obsession with trying to make Sutton look bad on camera, set her up in different situations, gaslight a lot of situations to try to get a reaction out of Sutton. And for the past 2 or 3 seasons, Sutton has fallen for it quite a bit. This season, I think Sutton is just finally done with looking stupid for the sake of Kyle's storyline. And I'm glad that she's staying on top. I'm glad that she kept her cool, particularly when Kyle said, oh, little sister, don't flatter yourself. Because Kyle really thought she ate with that, and she thought that was going to send Sutton to the moon. I'm happy that Sutton was like, okay, that's weird. And just kept it moving. I need this Sutton in every conflict that she has. I'm tired of Sutton crying. I'm tired of Sutton getting flustered. No, girl. Stick in it. Keep on her ass. And at the end, I think in this conversation, Sutton came out looking like the mature and level-headed one because Kyle was bouncing all over from like point to point. And we see in the comments that, Kyle said, it never crossed my mind that you're friends with Kathy. That's a lie. She did have an issue with it. She said it on the show about Garcelle and Sutton both being friends with Kathy. Like, oh, they're hanging out at my office. They don't even talk to me. Like, girl, because you're an ugly human being. Like, that's why you're sister. Like, and Kathy Hilton's not the greatest human being. So if she don't want to hang out with you, like, you got to do some shit. So I need Sutton like this the rest of the season.
I think she
stay on Kyle's ass.
I already see Sutton having that chair next to Andy with Kyle on the other side, but that's just my prediction.
I love it. I love
it. For starters, I don't know. Maybe there's certain things that are funny to me. I don't know if it's funny to anybody else. Did anybody else catch Crystal shade to Denise? As soon as Denise walked in, she was like, "Oh, you look cute."
Because
Denise and her whatever she was on. Oh, thank you. That's what I feel. So you, girlie.
Like, oh,
so you, girlie.
I said, Crystal,
yes, we can see.
She's wearing a Letterman jacket at a black tie event, damn near.
I told Jamie before you got on. I told Jamie I don't even think Denise knew she was coming. I think she just pulled.
She was in the area. You know when somebody say, "Well, I was in the area, so I decided to stop by." That's what happened.
He finally read the text and like, "Oh, that's tonight."
I mean, was she even mic'd? I was like,
no.
Like, girl.
I know for a fact she had on slides. She had on sandals. She had on chanclas and some flared bootcut jeans with that. I know for a fact that's what she was wearing.
She definitely did. I gagged at that. That was hilarious. This episode was the episode of like the reckoning. I feel like everybody kind of got told about themselves as far as the Fox 4. Cal got told, you don't respect me, ho. Garcelle told Dorit, you don't listen to me, ho. Everybody, Jax told Erica, you don't bother me, ho. Everybody.
And her mama got her.
Her mama got her too.
This episode, I said, yes, let's go. It's the reckoning.
Dorit got told, you don't rush me, ho.
Right. Everybody got a little bit of something. When it comes to, because I know there's 3 parts in this. When it comes to Kyle and Sutton, I feel absolutely, because I know there's some people that are just like, oh my God, it's so mean that Sutton is like trying to make it obvious that there's problems in Kyle's marriage. Like, as a friend, why would you say that? First of all, Kyle's entire Housewives legacy is bringing up other people's business in ways that A, they don't mention, B, she never was around for, or C, hey, Sutton, did you talk to so-and-so today? Oh, you and Erica aren't talking? Why don't you guys talk? So I feel no ways about Sutton trying to get Kyle to talk about the issues in her marriage. Because, girl, what's up with you? Like, you're the one that got a lot going on, honey. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make me seem like, I see what Teddy and Kyle are doing. They're trying to paint Sutton into being this alcoholic, unhinged, quiet vodka in her purse kind of girl. And I don't like it. Like, I see what they're doing on and off the show, and I don't like it. So Sutton's keeping up with it. And I feel no ways about what she's dishing out to Kyle. Because, Kyle, this has been you this entire show. Being in people's business and bringing it up when no one asked. Like Sutton said a couple episodes ago, there goes Kyle jumping into conversation she's not there for. Exactly. Clocked her on that. And when it comes to Garcelle and Dorit, she didn't let Dorit get out of that. As Dorit kicked and screamed, she wanted to get out of that so bad. She wanted to so bad, but Garcelle was just like, no, it's just insensitive. You know, I don't tell you to go over your robbery you faked. You know, like you're still.
I loved when she said that part.
Like, we've been begging and hoping. We were waiting for that comparison. She kind of tried it a little bit last episode, but she trailed off at the end. She was like, well, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I don't, question you, how long it takes for you to, but she trailed off. This episode, she let it out. So I loved it. I thought it was perfect. And Denise showing up in the dark, I love it when a ops shows
Not
up
in the dark.
I love when a housewife pops up in a mysterious way. I was like, ooh, that's how she popped up? The lights came on and it was Denise? I was like,
surprise.
So
loved it.
I'm going to bring on our first caller. We have 2. Our very first caller is
Drum roll.
Kai. Hey, Kai.
Hey, Kai.
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening.
Yes.
People said this episode was boring, but I don't think it was. And I do think Sutton is handling Kyle, and I don't really think Kyle gave Sutton up with the whole the what was the comment she said when says
The
that
little sister.
yeah, because the fact of the matter is people have been saying you've been treating her like him, and also you were literally crying on the first episode about Sutton being friends with Kathy, and now you're gonna sit here and try to act too cool. So to me, that showed me how bothered she is, and that Sutton clocked her. Because to me, I'm like, you literally started this season crying in the sister circle about how no one was there for me, Kathy. Can you guys just let it happen? And then you were in your confessionals saying that Sutton's social climate, and even said that to Dorit. And now Sutton's trying to ask you directly, is it because I'm friends with Kathy? And your behind's gonna sit here and say, don't flatter yourself? You know that you are lying. And so to me, I'm like, because I felt like this was like a bit of a ploy. Not to say that Kyle would not be on Beverly Hills, nothing's going on, but it felt like a bit of a ploy. But I'm just like, Kyle, none of this is adding up. You want to be a homebody, but you've been paraded everywhere around which town. Who is taking care of Portia while you were hanging out with Morgan? If you can't be with Mauricio handling business and getting money for the family, if you can't do that, why are you hanging out with Morgan going to festivals? Who's taking care of baby Portia? Who's doing that? If you miss homebody now, because that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
Name them.
I'm just saying. So like this story, it feels very convoluted, and she doesn't feel to me. Someone in the comment said she looks clear. She doesn't look clear to me because she is still having these outbursts, and to me it looks even crazier because now you don't have the excuse of alcohol. Because now, baby, why is the head shaking and bobbing and the extensions going every which way, and you're clear? You're clear.
Clear, Mike.
You're still doing it. You're still doing it, baby. And I also don't like this idea that you don't want to own up to the fact that you have paraded Sutton as a little sister to be part of your entertainment and be entertainment for the show. Because when Erica's situation happened, every time Sutton had a conversation with Kyle that Kyle started, Kyle went right back to Erica and acted like Sutton just said all this stuff by herself, and Kyle was not in that conversation. Last season, Kyle was not there for the Rinna wine. I think I said this last time. Next thing you know, you starting this whole thing, and you got Rinna screaming and cursing at Sutton across the street, across the hall at Homeless Not Toothless. And you want to act like you have Sutton's back and you're not into anything and it's so mean. Why are you being so mean? Talk about the articles. Heffa, if you are just clear and you're just going to a different thing, why was your first thought that Sutton was talking about the rumors? I thought this was a ploy, but why was the first thing you thought she was talking about was the articles? Why can't you say, I'm going through menopause as Sierra content said, or like, I just threw a new age, or like I lost my friend, I'm just reevaluating things. Your first thought were those rumors. I need to know what is going on because I thought it was all a joke.
Boom.
That was like my main thing for this episode.
No,
there we go.
Well, thank you as always, Kyrie. We know we love when you are here giving us your view, and we hope that you continue to do so because it's not the same.
I'll be here for Potomac. And I'm upset. I'm working at night now. It's upsetting. But thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kyra.
Bye, Kyra. Happy Thanksgiving, Kyra. We'll talk to you next week.
Well, Indigenous people.
Oh, Indigenous Peoples Day. Sorry. Ooh.
Oh. And
now I'm going to get canceled on today's episode. Oh, my God.
Now we are bringing up our final caller. Hey, our house. How are you?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. Hey, love. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Danny. So I'm going to try to be brief, but I have a few things to say. So watching this episode was super triggering because I think Kyle is such a gaslighter and she's so manipulative and she's trying to manipulate us, the audience, but we've already clocked her teeth. So I think trying to insinuate that Sutton has some supposed alcoholism is absolutely preposterous. And I do think that the way that she's behaving around Sutton is very Kim-esque. It's giving Kim. And I did not appreciate her saying, don't flatter yourself. Kyle is giving very much Mean Girl. And in the past, I thought maybe it's because she was drinking, you know, that makes some people more aggressive or emotional and they don't have control over their actions. But to see Kyle behave in this way, to be even more vicious, and she's sober, it's like, oh, okay, so this is just really who you are, unfortunately.
Clock it.
And I also think that there's nothing wrong for someone in your inner circle to question why there's been a rapid shift in your behavior. Okay. If you're my friend and we go from dancing on the, you know, on the dance floor, doing splits, flipping your ponytail in a circle, and your go-to drink is a margarita, and and all of a sudden that's changed, that's shifted. You're working you're working out 3 hours a day, okay, which is that's already excessive. I mean, I go to the gym, I work out, I weight lift. 3 hours is excessive, especially on women, like on a woman's body, and
with no weight on her.
Exactly.
What are you working out?
You're not
bodybuilding. Exactly. And
yeah.
And Kyle has always been pretty slim. She's a small woman. She's petite, right?
Yeah.
But to see the rapid loss of weight, no drinking, why wouldn't your friend have concern, and why wouldn't your friend question that? And so for you to be automatically defensive about that makes me question what's really going on, you know? And I just do not appreciate Kyle's behavior, and I don't appreciate some of the people that are attacking Sutton for questioning her friend. You know what I mean? Let's not be purposely obtuse here. We're being obtuse. If you have a friend who's no longer drinking, has lost a ton of weight, and her behavior has shifted, why wouldn't you ask your friend what is going on? And if your friend responds and says, everything's okay, you know, I'm trying to gain control in my life, I want to make a lifestyle shift, you know, I've become, I don't know, you know, maybe I'm going to therapy, I've gone to rehab, something has shifted, that would be an okay answer. But I think that Kyle is trying to project and deflect. Instead of talking about what's going on in her life, she'd rather insinuate that Sutton has some sort of drinking problem. And I'm sorry, if you are a rich white woman whose ex-husband pays all of your bills because you're making $300,000 after taxes, you know, why wouldn't you be drinking at one? Why wouldn't you be drinking at 1 p.m.? What else is there to do?
Buy a horse.
Okay. This whole, what's going on? Is everything okay? And I know that these women want to make this the storyline for the entire season so they don't have to talk about what's going on in their life.
Absolutely.
But that's not what's going to happen. And I'm living for Sutton. I'm glad that Sutton finally realizes that is not your friend. That is not your friend. If you don't know what's going on in your friend's life, and every time you're associating with your friend, they're trying to pick at you and what's going on with you, that is not your friend. Okay? I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Sutton this time is that when she's having a conversation with someone, she's no longer crying, and that is growth for me. So that they always used that against her before, and now they can't. So, but thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
You're here all the time watching, and we can't wait to see you back
Love
next
you guys. Bye.
Bye.
It's, you know, I agree with her. One, cutting out drinking is not the issue. People do it all the time. People go on fasts. People go on cleanses. It is a good lifestyle change. If there was nothing deeper to it, if someone would have asked you, stop drinking and you're working out, if there was nothing going on, how difficult would it have been to be like, well, I feel like crap when I drink because I'm in my 50s, and that's not shade to age. It's, baby, I'm in my 40s and I feel like crap when I drink. So that's not shade. That's I'm cutting out stuff that doesn't serve me. I'm trying to work out more.
But you can't say that because that's not
they
why
say hit dogs holler. And right now that coyote is hollering at any little hit.
You know what, Jamie?
Look.
You know that. Thank y'all. Just want to remind y'all there is no Married to Medicine review tomorrow due to the holiday, so we will double up next week. On Monday we have Miami. Sorry. On Monday,
I was like, wait, are we doing Married to Medicine?
On Monday we will do Bell Collective will premiere during the day, At nighttime, we will do Potomac. On Tuesday, if you missed this past Tuesday's review
Oh,
of
baby.
Married
It
to
was
Medicine,
mess.
you are doing a huge disservice to yourself. I urge you to go over and watch it. A grand old time was had.
They turned the place up over there, y'all.
And since they didn't get to finish everything, they are going to do an extended episode, and they're going to air a half hour earlier at 7:30 Eastern time so that they can have part 2 of the discussion about Sweet Tea's Pamper Party, and then follow and review the rest of Sunday's episode. So please make sure you watch this last Tuesday's episode and tune in for the new one. I guarantee you'll have nothing but a good time. It will not disappoint. We have a great panel over there who gets into some things. And then, then following Wednesday next week for Beverly Hills and Thursday next week for Miami. So Jamie Love, thank you so much for being here. It's great to see y'all faces. And with that being said,
I will say really quick before we go, in the spirit of Thanksgiving or our indigenous you're going to correct me in the things. I will say, I have absolutely loved doing this for the last 3 years at this point. I've seen this channel grow. I have genuinely made some great friends doing this. You may see people just on a screen. We don't know the viewers. We don't know the people in the comments, but it's so much fun to come and be able to do this every week and see some familiar names, see some people that call in, see familiar faces. Really, really thank you guys so much for allowing us to do this another year. Thank y'all for telling your friends about us. Thank you for tuning in to us. Thank you for talking your shit in the comments with us, because you really, really, really make watching these shows so much fun. So thank y'all so much. And Love, I'm thankful for you joining the cast this year.
Yes, a great addition, and hope you stick around for a very long time. So with that being said, everybody have a great day tomorrow, and we are leaning out, y'all.